All right, guys, welcome to the Horror Guys. I'm Alan. That's John. And, this is going to be a shock to many of you. But we're here to talk about Halloween Ends today. But
Big
first,
surprise.
before we get into it, man, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
Well, I mean, like last week we got we got that weird call. Remember that weird call? And then
Yeah.
we hung up, and then your doorbell rang, and then you disappeared.
Oh, that was a damn Amazon guy dropping off package. You know I order horror movies like crazy, right?
Right. But
was
what
it.
about like when the phone? There was like a commotion. The phone fell over, and I heard like a lot of.
Oh, yeah, that was Sophie. She knocked over the tripod and all. Sorry about that.
All right, man. Well, I mean, you had me worried because it was like I hadn't heard
Oh,
from
no,
you.
I'm
Okay.
good.
Well,
I'm
I
good.
mean, you seem fine, so I'm glad you're good, man. I just thought
Yeah.
maybe something bad happened or something. That was creepy.
No. Did you think Ghostface got me?
It's I mean,
We weren't talking about Scream.
that's true. Well, this week we're talking about Halloween Ends, and
Yes.
there's been some news. Filming has started. We're starting to see some pictures. The cast and crew are starting to talk about it, so we're getting into that mode now where we're going to probably little by little, it's going to pick up week after week after week. We're going to see more and more and more, and we're going to start to get more of an idea of what we're going to get into. And so this is kind of one of those things where this is newsworthy stuff. So why don't we get started? Where do you want to jump in?
Well, I got a couple of little notes here because like I said, I'm the notes guy. So
It's good. It's a good thing one of us is.
So far we got actor Michael O'Leary, who I don't even know who that is. He's an older gentleman with white hair. I have no idea who he is.
I'll pull him up. We'll see what he's been in.
He's playing the role of Dr. Mathis, who they previously mentioned in Halloween Kills when the nurse and doctor couple mentioned him. So he's now a character in Halloween Ends. So I do like how they kind of take just a random name they threw out in one of the movies and they make him a character in the next one. That's really cool, actually.
I do, yeah. And it's another doctor character. Hopefully this one turns out a little better than Sartain.
Please, because man, I can't. I told you before when we talked about this, I couldn't stand the way he talked to Michael like he was a 2-year-old child.
Yeah,
When he took the pot. Yeah, like someone's here to talk to you. Like, I'm so glad when he died, it was the best thing ever.
Oh, what it's yeah.
So Nick Castle tweeted out that he's got a fun cameo in this movie.
Yeah.
And of course that James Jude Courtney is playing the actual role of Michael Myers.
And one thing I wanted to point out about that is because something I've noticed with these movies, unfortunately, there is some bad journalism. I don't know if it's a thing with horror in general, or if it's just with the Halloween franchise, but it's like, come on, guys. I mean, these are supposed professionals. How do you not know that James Jude Courtney has been playing Michael Myers in the last two films? I mean, I don't understand how this continues to be a mix-up to where now Nick Castle has to. You know what I mean? It's just, it's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, it's got to be. I tell you what, I would like to see, honestly, just for this one. All right, so we know that he played Michael in the scene in 2018 when she looked up in the window and saw him, or up in the mirror and saw him, right?
Right.
So then we also know that his cameo in Halloween Kills. Sorry, I was adjusting my light. We know his cameo in Halloween Kills unfortunately got cut, right?
Yes.
So what I would like to see in this one is an actual cameo by Nick Castle himself.
Without the mask on.
His actual face. I think that would be so cool just to see that, because technically this is supposed to be the last one, you know, so it would be really cool just to see him as Nick Castle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
and hopefully it wouldn't get cut. So
I hope it doesn't. I was disappointed that they cut. And actually, it was kind of a cool scene the way they did it. But again, we talked about this the other day. I mean, it's it's one of those things where, and I look for him, that guy on IMDb. He's not listed yet. I don't think.
Okay.
Hold on, unless I'm looking at it wrong here. But
I've never heard of him.
It's one of those things where I get that they cut things out for time. They have strict running guidelines that they have to adhere by and all that. But hopefully this time around the only people so far, he's not on there yet. So I mean, we're really still, this is all new stuff that we're getting.
Right.
Right. But I would also like to see what would be cool, and this might be asking for too much because of the logistics of everything, but it would be cool to see a scene with Nick Castle actually walking as the Shape.
That would be cool, yeah.
because that's such an iconic walk, and it would be interesting to see. And I mean, but it's hard to say. I'm sure they've got something planned that'll be great. They've done a good job with it so far. I mean, the first cameo was really good. So
yeah, it was. I agree. So let's see. We got a few pictures of a house that they apparently painted red for production.
Interesting that they painted it red, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a couple different locations that they say are going to be in the film. One looks like some sort of bakery or something like that, where you can clearly see Jamie Lee standing out by it at some point filming something, you think.
Right.
Just a few pictures. A picture of Lindsay, Allison, and Jamie in a bar.
In a bar. It looks like it might be a different bar from the one that we saw in Kills, though.
Right. Now, here's my question. And actually, a couple people took it and they blew the picture up because that's what people do. And they saw that she was wearing a ring on her one finger. So, all right, is it possible that maybe her and Hawkins tied the knot through all this? Maybe.
It's 4 years later.
But, right. And I also think this. There could be two possibilities here. Maybe. I think if you saw the end of Halloween Kills, Sheriff, I think his name's Barker, I believe. I don't even like the character. But he was defeated. He was sitting on those steps. He knew that his life was just like, you know what, fuck this, I quit. Yeah. So I'm almost betting that by the time
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Later, that Hawkins is going to be the sheriff.
He's going to be the sheriff. Yeah, he's going to be the sheriff.
Now, exactly.
Yeah, that would have been that. Honestly, that I had that prediction midway through Halloween Ends. Actually, when I saw that scene with Barker, I think that was almost that was them writing him out. He wasn't.
Absolutely.
He was by and large just a horrible sheriff. I mean, just brutally terrible.
There was nothing good about him in either of the movies.
No. Can you imagine being him and trying to win re-election against somebody like Hawkins? You'd lose.
Hell no. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think I agree.
They'd have voted in Sartain over him. Shit.
They would have voted in Myers himself.
Right? Sheriff Myers. Just kill the whole damn town.
Everybody's dead. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think he'll end up being the sheriff. I saw some sort of picture with Lori in front of like a store. Maybe that was the bakery thing. And I thought there was a cop car there in the background. Yeah. So, interesting. There's also that picture circulating with the back of that house that is rumored to be the Myers house. I don't believe that.
No. Okay, here's what I think, because I've seen some of the casting stuff and early on stuff they were looking for. So they were looking for like EMTs and police and trick-or-treaters and families and townspeople. And this was all filming in Georgia. But it said the movie was filming for a short time in Georgia. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they're going back to the Carolinas or whatever they're going to do, but I do know that like filming is supposed to take place between January and March. So I feel like you said too, it's easy to take a soundstage and go back and do the house the way that they made it, how it looked for Big John and Little John, obviously.
Yeah. What would be the point in doing it differently?
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be stupid as hell. Yeah. Don't change it now.
Right.
Don't mess around now.
No, I would be surprised. Now, granted, we've not really seen the back of the Myers house, but I don't think they're doing that. Right. I think it would be more accurate to what the real house really looks like if they were going to do it.
Well, I'll say this. It's got the magical back door that everybody doesn't understand that he probably easily snuck into. And then just, I don't know has anybody ever watched a Halloween movie? That dude might be big, but he's quiet as shit.
Yeah.
He didn't just vanish and appear. He went right up those steps and he killed Karen. Simple as that.
And then he probably turned around and walked right back out the back door before anybody went in. And that's how he got away.
Now there's another question I wanted to say to you too, because now I've seen in some of these rooms that these Halloween like forums and stuff that I follow and stuff. Some of them said, "How do you think it'll start?" Some said he'll be incarcerated again. I don't think so, because you've already done that. And some say he'll be institutionalized again. And then again, all you're doing is repeating 2018. So you don't want to go that route again. He's going to get away. Hence the name Cave Dweller. Something with that name means something. He's hidden somewhere for those 4 years.
So when they talk, I don't think that he's captured. I think he's on the loose.
No.
I think at this point he's been on the loose for 4 years. Nobody knows where he is. Maybe there's maybe somebody turns up dead every once in a while, and they link it back to him or something like that. But ultimately, I think that he's just gone. And when they talked about kind of making the pandemic front and center in this movie, what they could be talking about is for the last 4 Halloweens, everybody goes into lockdown because of this fear of Michael Myers, and of course he never shows up. So maybe in this 4th movie, it's like, listen, we've done this the last 3 years, nothing ever happens, this guy's gone, he's not coming back, stop living in fear, blah, 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 blah. And there's your parallels right there. There's your parallels.
That's true. Yeah.
That could be,
so then
Oh,
absolutely. So I saw this thing, and I see what you think about this too. So somebody had said in one of those rooms that they feel like Allison should be dead set hating Laurie right now because she basically got her mother killed. I don't buy that, because her and Laurie had a good relationship in 2018. It was a little weird, but they had a good relationship.
Yeah.
Karen got herself killed. That was simple as that.
She went up in that room.
She took her dumbass. Yeah. If you see little ghost Michael in the window, stay the fuck outside. Don't go up there.
Yeah.
You know better than that.
Yeah.
You know.
That was
I think Allison's going to be more of a tough person this movie, because she lost her dad, she lost her mom, obviously. And maybe she'll be a little more protective of Laurie now because she doesn't want to lose her too. But Laurie's also going to be stubborn, like we know she's going to be.
Of course. As soon as Michael rears his ugly face, she's going to be there.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that kind of brings me. So we kind of talked a little bit about, whether or not this was going to be the last one, or these characters going to still be a part of future installments. Yeah. Here's my question for you, because there's a couple things that we've learned about the changes they've made to this. Okay. Number one, obviously, if you're going to move forward with like a new final girl, it's going to be Allison. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about Lindsay and Kylie Richards' character, and how popular her performance was and how well received it was in Kills.
Yeah.
So much so that, from what I heard, they actually rewrote a lot of things and made her a bigger part of Halloween Ends. It makes me wonder, do you think that if they're going to move forward with this timeline, which, if they're going to keep making Halloween movies, it seems like it would make some sense. Is she going to play a bigger role? Is she going to be more of a main character in the future movies?
It's hard to say. I think for me, I thought that they intentionally kept her role shorter in Kills so that she had a bigger role in Ends.
True. Preserved her, kept her alive.
Yeah, but then again, who knows? Because, everybody else pretty much bit the dust. So it's hard to say. Like, really, like you said, she legacy character-wise, she's it. As far, not counting Laurie Strode, obviously.
Right, but that's the two.
She's it,
Yeah, there's none left outside of that, because they killed them all off. Lonnie's gone.
You'd have to start digging deep to bring back like a Ben Tramer and stuff. They've mentioned it, but we've never seen it yet. So,
he's such an insignificant character compared to some of the. Right. You could bring Paul, Paul.
Paul
we never saw him
technically.
No. So we don't know what happened with Paul. We never saw Paul. So he was, lucky bastard was grounded that night.
Technically, Paul's voice was John Carpenter, so John
That's
Carpenter
true.
could be in the movie.
He could be.
Hey,
he's chain smoking away there in the corner. There's Paul.
Right.
I'd love it if they did it.
Oh man, that'd be great. Oh man.
So
I don't know. It's hard to say, man. There's, you can think what's going to happen, but honestly, we don't know yet. We just don't know yet.
No. I think over the next few weeks, we're going to see more and more come out. This whole the thing that's really thrown me for a loop is all these theories about the radio tower. God, that really just messes with my head.
Something's weird there, man.
Yeah,
and like we've touched on before, the other working title is Brainwaves.
Yeah. So you have Brainwaves and Cave Dwellers. I wonder if the cave dwellers are the citizens of Haddonfield, and the Brainwaves are what's fucking with Michael's head. Who knows?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I was thinking more the cave dweller thing would be him in hiding, but it could be that too, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Very well could be that.
Somebody said something about, well, maybe it's cave dwellers because I saw this on YouTube and I forget. I would credit I would credit the person that said it, but I already forget who it was. But they said something along the lines of, what was it? About how maybe he's incarcerated, and they called it cave dwellers because they found a bunch of underground tunnels to get into Smith's Grove, and Laurie leads a group of people under there. Who knows? Maybe the tunnels start at the radio tower and work their way.
Okay, now that's not terribly far-fetched, but it's very reminiscent of Halloween Resurrection with the tunnels under the Myers house.
It is, yeah. It's reminiscent of that, and it's also like, are we really going to do another mob thing where now another mob's now breaking into the asylum to kill him? And honestly, let's be honest. In real life, if you catch this dude again after everything that happened, and he gets out and you catch him, you're doing death penalty straight up. You're not gonna give this guy another chance to get out and do the same shit again. No. We're doing lethal injection.
Dude, he'd have been the only prisoner that got arrested that night and died the next day. They ain't waiting 4 years for that shit.
No, right? No way. So
no judge and or town mayor is going to call and be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to find an island somewhere out in the middle of the Pacific, leave his ass there, and then hit it with every nuke that you have, and just vaporize his ass. And then hope.
I don't know, man.
He probably swim right back over.
Right. You remember those It's Alive movies? Do you remember those movies with the mutated babies? It's Alive. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
They did that. They did put them on an island. It didn't work out so well because people still went there.
Right. Look what happened with like Godzilla. You have like a giant Michael coming over. Imagine 300-foot tall Michael Myers smashing.
In this day and age, you never know, man. Seriously. I gotta read you some of these real quick though. This is some of the stuff that people think Halloween Ends will actually end this way. I gotta read you some of these.
This should be
so
good.
One guy says, I think they'll kill him off, only to reveal that Myers attacked the town sheriff, hopefully not Barker, at the last minute, tied him up and taped his mouth up and put the mask on him for Allison to pull it off, and realized that it was the sheriff the whole time. We've already seen that.
We've done that, yeah.
It happened in we did
H2O
it in H2O
Resurrection.
into Resurrection. Yeah, so let's not do that.
Yeah. That would be a hell of a troll to the fan base, though. When they say they're going to piss people off, I don't think they're going to piss people off like that.
No. I think they know better than that.
Yeah.
This one's stupid as hell. I'm sorry, but it is. They will show a calendar that says October 31st. And then the next, the next moment, the calendar will say November 1st, end credits, Halloween Ends. Really? Seriously. That's fucking stupid. Like, come on.
Are they serious?
Honestly, I sadly, but I think so.
Oh my God.
So this one's not too bad.
These are the same people who are writing posts saying, "What happened to Jamie Lloyd?"
Right, or I can do this movie better. Obviously, you can't.
No, clearly that's not true.
No. So this one says, I think he and Laurie will die while trying to kill each other, and it'll end like that, saying that, because it's getting too complacent and old. So that's how they want to end it, with those two dying together. Now, that's not a bad idea. They've already alluded to that in Halloween Kills,
Right.
And basically, that's those are the couple ones that I jotted down. But that one about the calendar, though, really,
that's the dumbest thing. Yeah. Hey, what's the status of the rumored clause in the contract that supposedly Michael can't actually die in one of the movies?
Okay, so I've heard two different things for that. So it was actual Donald Pleasance that said they were supposed to make 100 of these movies. Well, we're getting there.
They're trying.
It feels like we're getting there. And then, it was the thing that Mustafa Akkad said, that he did not want Michael Myers to die. He just didn't. Now, obviously, Mustafa Akkad has been dead for years,
right?
But his son still has a stake in his company and has say-so on what goes on.
Right.
So maybe he feels the same way. I don't know.
The truth is you could kill Michael Myers and it doesn't matter. You could still bring him back in some form. You killed Laurie Strode and brought her back.
Right.
Oh, you can kill Laurie again and bring her back, if you wanted to.
Very true. Very true.
But I don't know. I think that's something to be cognizant of moving into this. They might, especially with Blumhouse having the rights and saying they want to do more. I'm not 100% sure that we're going to get a definitive Michael death here. I don't know that it's going to happen. I do think Laurie's going to die.
I think she has to.
Yeah.
She almost has to, you know?
But I'm not convinced that Michael's going to die.
No, I don't think so either. And the thing is, too, like you said, it may not be David Gordon Green who directs them, but Blumhouse, if they keep the rights to it, because he's moving on to do The Exorcist, and he's trying to do 3 films out of that series, too.
Right.
And not to be funny, but they're bringing back the original mom from The Exorcist movie, and she's not young. You might want to get kicking on those movies. You know, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, like, right? Yeah. Like, I hope if she makes it past the first one, you better keep going, like, move it fast. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that Blum has the rights to the franchise for a number of years after the last movie. I don't know how that usually. It seems like after you make a movie, you hold the rights for so many years. I would imagine he'll probably push that as far out as he can, and then right before he's about to lose the rights, he'll start working on another one.
That's true. Yeah.
But you know, I am not convinced that they're going to end this timeline. I think that it's going to be the end of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. They're going to deliver that with her death, and that's what's going to happen. I could totally be wrong. They could surprise me. I just don't see it happening. I don't see Michael dying, and that may not be what a lot of people want to hear, because a lot of people do want to see him die finally.
I think some people feel like it's done, but at the same time, though, man, these are the same people that are excited that the franchise came back.
Yeah,
you got to make up your mind, you know.
Yeah, and I agree. It probably, you know, after you make 3 movies like this, as much as I would like to see another one and another one, immediately after, because I'm a diehard fan.
Yeah.
I do agree. You have to wait. You now have to give it a break. We've done 3 movies.
Yes.
Give it some time. Don't burn it out. You know. In the meantime, go enjoy your screams and your chainsaws and whatever else comes out in the meantime. And then here in about 8 years, 9 years, bam! Here, you know, you could just jump right back into this franchise, you know, and never miss a beat, you know.
Very true. Very true.
So you know, speculation, of course, but
yeah. Now the picture I sent you the other day was, since we're talking about this franchise carrying on, was a picture of Jamie Lee Curtis and someone like aged her like big time.
Yeah, so Halloween Forever 2044.
Yeah, right. So we are going to pop that picture up here so everybody can see it.
It's so good.
But then I took upon myself and I said, well, wait a minute. If you aged Laurie, you got to age Michael, right?
It's not fair otherwise.
I mean, right.
Poor Jamie Lee Curtis is up there looking like sour grapes.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. So we got to pop the picture up of Michael too, because it was just fun. Oh. So much fun, man.
Brilliant, dude. So, I mean, you know, Halloween Forever.
Hey, you know what? Somebody posted that on my thing on Facebook, and I said, hell, I'd still watch it.
I'd pay to see it.
Like, I don't care.
You could have Michael on. Listen, I'm about to watch 70-something-year-old Leatherface, and I couldn't be more thrilled about it.
Right, so. Exactly. Dude, Michael Myers can pull up in one of those little shopping cart things from Walmart and still watch the movie. All right.
I mean, and let's be honest, he'll be moving just as fast anyways.
Right? Imagine next to you about beep beep. Like, oh, Michael.
Imagine with the chase scene go through.
Oh, man.
Imagine the Karen scene if he pulled up on one of those behind her at the end of Kills.
Oh, my God. She'd have like an hour to just walk away, but like, see you later, buddy. I'm out.
When he backs up and starts beeping.
Oh, man. That'd be so funny. And I'd still be there for it, though. I'm not going to lie.
That would be great.
Right there. Yes.
Oh, man, that's too much. That's funny. So what's your overall impression so far with the picture? I mean, with what we're seeing. I mean, I know it's not a lot. It's tough to really get a gauge, but I mean, does it move the needle for you, or are you still kind of like, I mean, it's cool, but this is here's just a few set photos, nothing big.
For me, I'll tell you what I like the most, and I think it might be awkward, but I like the outside shots of like the streets, because it looked like Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Granted, they're in a different area now, but they made the streets look like Haddonfield.
Right.
That the house, I'm not really sure what role that house plays yet, so to me, it's not really a big deal.
Right. It's just real interesting that they went through the trouble to paint it red.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the significance of that, I wonder?
Honestly, maybe that's Laurie's house with Hawkins. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know.
That was my thought too, actually.
I have no clue. and maybe those two won't end up together, but they definitely teased it in Halloween Kills. So it's one of those things where it's been 4 years. Some things have to change. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think probably what we're going to see is a Laurie Strode who's trying to move on for the sake of probably her granddaughter, trying to move on from Michael and live a normal life, be happy. I think you're going to see Allison. I think she's going to be in a dark place because she's lost her parents and her boyfriend.
I think they might flip-flop it. I think Laurie might be the calm one, and Allison might be the let's go kill this motherfucker.
I do. And if you look at that picture when they're in the bar, she has like black fingernail polish and stuff like that, and it makes you wonder: are they gonna do that? Where now she's suffering from the same trauma that Laurie did for all those years, and now Laurie's trying to break her out of the cycle. And then of course Michael's gonna come back and make everything worse. So.
And I didn't notice that's a good call on that, because I actually didn't notice the more darker side to her, which makes you kind of think of Rob Zombie's when they did
they did the same thing. She did working in the record store, getting into the drugs and everything else.
Drinking.
I think and they're not afraid to take a little bit from every franchise. They've taken a little bit even from the remakes. Even with The Mask is very reminiscent of what Rob Zombie did with the lots of stuff you could complain about with those remakes, but there are things that they pulled that work with this timeline very, very well. I also saw a lot of speculation, and I mentioned this to you last time. Are we going to see the same mask? I mean, that thing's been through hell so far. There's blood on it. It's burnt. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like any mask will do for him. He wants that specific mask. And where's he going to find a clean one?
Deal about that. When the dude, was it Aaron, the podcaster, brought that to him, that's when he didn't react to shit, but when he felt the presence of that mask, he was like, oh, okay, I see what's up now, So
he went straight for it.
That mask does something. Yes.
He went straight for it when he got out. And and that also makes me think, and just like you pointed out at the end with the mob and everything, the way he picked the mask up, there's something with the mask. We're getting an explanation. A lot of people are against that. And I, when this first started, I said, no, you can't explain anything. You just have to let it be a mystery. But at this point, you have to. We're in the rabbit hole. It's time now. You got to just continue the dive.
You can't take an entire movie and say, well, hey, Michael needed to stand in front of this window and look out this window and then just to completely say, oh, we didn't know what the hell we were doing with that, so it ends. We're not going to talk about it. Oh, no, you have to.
Right.
You have to say why he did that.
Yes.
There's no choice. You have to.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, like you talked about the mask too. Again, that's very very Halloween 3, man. So there's something's up there. Something's up there.
I don't know if it's going to be a total bringing in of and melding of the timelines. Is it going to be? Yeah. Is it going to be just a huge? I don't know, but man,
something's up with that.
The evidence is there to suggest that that's where they're going with it. I don't know how I feel about it. It really depends on how they do it.
Right.
It could be super cool.
I mean, as long as Colonel Cochran's still not alive, because holy shit, it's a long time. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, but boy, wouldn't it be cool if we get Tom Atkins in this? If that's the case,
you know what? Somebody had mentioned they asked him what he would think about being in the new movies, and he said, "Oh yeah, he'd be all for it."
I know they mentioned it before. What would you do now? That would be if you're going to do it. If you're going to do it at the end of the movie, you don't see him until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, they do the reveal and it's Silver Shamrock, and fucking Tom Atkins shows up and fucking helps Laurie finish Michael off, or helps them destroy the.
I'd say it would be even better if he was the one who was running Silver Shamrock.
Ooh, that would be fucked up. Total heel turn.
Yeah. Yes.
I just feel like it would. If you're gonna do it, it would work. It would work if you brought him in to play that role.
Yeah.
Whether you do it,
I mean,
it would have to be. It would have to be a surprise at the end, and they'd have to keep it. They'd have to keep it quiet. They'd have to keep it quiet.
One of those things that can never leak and get out at all.
Because you're done. If you find out that he's in it, then with all the speculation, you've basically given away your movie. So it would be really difficult for them to get him. But hey, Scream did it with Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah,
I did not know that he was going to be in that movie until he popped up early in the movie too.
No clue. Yeah.
So, and I've not,
I'll tell you what. Speaking of people, there was a rumor going around that Sarah Michelle Gellar was going to be in Halloween Ends, and that got
dispelled.
Ryan Turk. Yeah, he turned that one down, and then they said this one actually sounds like it might happen, and kind of like I don't like it at all. Megan Thee Stallion, she's a singer, rapper, whatever you want to call her.
No, let's not go
she
down
might
that
have
again.
Yeah, she might have a cameo, and I was like, yeah, no
need for that. Let's not cheapen these movies. Let's not try to get. I think there's. I think we're gonna get. I think you and I will be able to sit down here probably within the next month and really pinpoint a lot of what we're going to see in this movie and predict a lot of it. I think that a lot of what we're saying now is probably going to be in some form what happens, just based on what we've seen and what we've heard. But
and then that means you guys can look back to this when the movie comes out on YouTube and say, "Holy shit, they were right."
Yeah.
Hey, just saying.
And the more we hit on it, that means we're doing our job.
Yeah, man. That's right.
Before we go here, I just wanted to tell you I finished Dexter.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, all right. I'll ask you off camera what you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. We definitely have to cover that for sure.
So that'll be coming up. I am in the middle of the Chucky series.
Nice.
So I'm catching up.
Okay.
So we'll get there, but I think we definitely have plenty of material coming out. More on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We'll have more Halloween stuff. What were we just talking about? We'll have Dexter. I mean, we got stuff coming.
Absolutely.
So we're just over 30 minutes now. So guys, again, hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow us. Yes. We're on Twitter, Facebook. We have a podcast version. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google whatever all these I don't even know. We're on all of them.
We're everywhere.
So, what better to get you pumped up for your day of work than some horror talk? So,
absolutely.
So, unless you got anything else to add, man?
Nah, man. I think I'm tapped out for this one.
All right, my friend. We'll see you guys next week, and see you then.
Later.
Fans, check out and follow the Horror Guys. You can find them on Facebook, facebook.com/The Horror Guys. On Twitter, Horror Guys 21, that's HORRORGUYS 21. On YouTube, The Horror Guys. And also on Spotify, search for The Horror Guys.